and welcome back to my channel, Sunkissed Gypsy. Thank you so much for joining me. So this video shows the color correction that I did. And as you can see, the ends, which are pretty much platinum, blend very, very well. Tie them up, scrunch them up. I mean, it's literally platinum all the way up. I did end up doing scalp bleach on scalp because I wanted to make sure that I got rid of any kind of mismatched discoloration. So I literally went platinum blonde and all the way to the scalp. It's about 6 weeks grown out, and you can see obviously there's always going to be frizz, and I'll be tightening them up. I'd say probably within the next 3-4 weeks. So I'll add another video of that, of how I do that. And I did it once already. Did it about 2 weeks after the color, actually, because when I put the extensions in, the dreads in, when I actually made them, I did them loose on purpose, which for those of you that have seen the video may have commented or thought on your own that, okay, they look a little messy, they're not very tight. That was done on purpose because when I was going to do the bleach and the toner, it was going to be easier to manipulate and not miss any spots. Had I done the dreads tied up to the scalp, then obviously it would just be the exterior that would have gotten the color. I didn't want to leave it on or mush it in too much to actually saturate into the dread, for the simple fact that it would be hard to get out. So I dreaded them messy on purpose, sectioned well, obviously, but not tight up to the scalp is what I mean by messy. There was still about probably inch and a half of regrowth at the time. So after I did the color, I went through and I tightened them all up. Again, as you can see, this one pretty much comes right up to the scalp. That one's a little loose, but this one too. And I will also say, after moving them up or tightening the roots, however you want to call that, there was some tension on the scalp. There was definitely discomfort for about, I think, 3 days. And then it just, either the scalp got used to it or any hairs that maybe crossed into, I pulled out, and then there wasn't any tension on that anymore. So I'm going to turn around and show you the back, just so you can see how it lays. And I did just take it down from a ponytail, so they might lay a little weird. But here we go. I don't know if you can see the back. You know, the color came out great as far as I'm concerned. Matches really, really well. I don't know if you can see under this lighting. And I did not end up putting in, I was going to make double-ended dreadlocks and kind of weave them through to give it a fuller look. But going into summer, one, I don't want the extra hair on my head, obviously because it's hot. Two, I didn't want the extra weight when it's wet, because I do surf in the summertime mostly, pretty much May to October, maybe November. But, and I honestly got used to them being a little more natural than the double-ended kind of volume that is typical. Still feel like my face is huge, but I'm pushing 50, so, you know, goes with the territory. Anyway, wanted to do the video to show you, and I'm going to move a little closer so that you can see the accessories that I also put in. What I ended up using was hemp cord, a cream, and I guess chocolate brown, although you can't really tell, but there's a marled weave into it. So it's really not dark brown. It's more of a broken up, faded chocolate. 1 millimeter. And I cut off a piece. These are 24 inches in length, by the way, the dreadlocks that I have. And started, I don't know, about 1 inch from the scalp. Twisted it around, tied it off, and then literally just basket wove it. Put on some accessories, as you can see, that fit on there. And then tied it off on the bottom with a couple little beads on the end. So we'll see how those hold up. But so far, it's been what? Well, 6 washes anyway. Maybe 7, because I did go in the ocean. But they're holding up really, really well. Let's see, I did some charms as well. Of course, the bottoms are off camera, so you can't really see, but I have a little Buddha. Yeah, we did a Buddha. And they're all silver, sterling silver. You saw that one. This one is actually crystals, little crystal rocks that I found at Hobby Lobby. And Michael's has them too. So either store. This one, I can't even say is my favorite because they're all individual and I really, really do like them all. This one I put on I'm gonna say a half millimeter, so 0.5 millimeter twine. Again, tied it around the top, put the little beads on, wove it around, tied it off on the bottom. And then after, I took a neutral hemp cord, 1 millimeter, and wove that around just to kind of hold up from the washes and putting it up, putting it down, running the hands through different hairstyles kind of thing. And they have not moved. They have not slid, they have not broke. They're just there. You can see it started to kind of come through, but I'm very impressed with how they are holding up. This is just normal wear and tear, you know, from washes. I might end up redoing this one, but I'm not sure because I actually do like it. It looks kind of messy with just a couple obviously hanging out. But if you go through and pull the sections, it actually corrects the 2 big ones obviously, but makes it look a bit of a braid. Like a fishtail, I believe is the term. So yeah, that's kind of why I haven't hurried up to redo it, because I like it. And the way dreads do their own knots and bumps and lumps, I've learned from other videos, other channels, it just makes them unique. Like really, really unique. And it's part of the journey. So I'm not sure that I want to get rid of them. Obviously, this was the first one that I put in. You can see my natural hair comes to about here. And then the first one was fat. Which, yes, obviously I could have taken out and redid. But I really kind of like it. It's the first one. It's kind of sentimental. So, it might end up wrapped. We'll see. I don't know. it's there. And then let's see, what else did I do? I did a satin thread. Somewhere. It's brown. Trying to see it on camera. There it is. Hello. And it was just, I'd say probably about a 26-inch brown and white, kind of hibiscus floral. And then I used one of these hemp cords on the other half, half satin, half hemp, and twisted it around. Super, super easy, but individual. And I went with a neutral theme so that they all looked well together. This one is actually another satin cord, and I put a seashell. There we go. Come on, turn for the camera. There you go. Cute little seashell on the end. So unique and individual to me. Have some different charms. I have this one. Let's see. I have a Buddha too somewhere. Where are they? Oh, feathers. My crystal here. I put some wooden beads on the end of this one. And then on this side, I have my little tiki man and my little Buddha. And let's see what else. Those are the stones. I really just kind of personalized them. Here's another stone one that has darker colors. You would think that they're heavy, but they're really not. You can see how it comes up to the top. There you go. And again, coming through a little bit. This one's a little cleaner, but it's just what they do. Their own kind of individualization, I guess. And this one, very, very sentimental to me. My dog I lost last year, Mac, that is his actual nose imprinted on there. And then I just did rainbow colors for the rainbow bridge. So there he is in the dreads. It's the first one that went in, actually. So overall, really, really, really happy with it. I will say, after doing the color, I was concerned before I did the color that the hair would be dry and brittle, obviously from the bleach. But I have been using paraben-free and sulfate-free leave-in conditioner spray that I had found, which the next video I do is going to have all products I've used. From the hair, you could see the two boxes still behind me, the pink one and the cream one there stacked to my little pig. Everything came from Amazon. And yeah, so that video will show every product that I use, from the hair to the tools to the products to the color, throughout, even aftercare with what towels I use, and why, because that will be very helpful, I'm sure. But this one here, like I said, I was a little concerned with it being dry, and it's really not, surprisingly. My hair did very well. These are just little fuzzies that always come through anyway. I've always had little pieces. Is there breakage? I'm sure there is. I don't know anyone that can go through a bleaching process without some kind of damage to the hair. It's just inevitable. But I was very careful, like I said. I left the regrowth on purpose because I wanted to be able to make sure to hit the looser hair and avoid putting it on, mushing it into the dread as much as possible. So this is literally just brushed on. I did again put it on the scalp, and when I do the retouch for the color, I'll make sure to have them grown out also in preparation for that, because the way I did it went very well. But just typical frizz. And there it is. 6 weeks after color correction. And in the video that I previously did after freshly installing them, the ends were much, I'm gonna say looser. Like natural hair is very, not natural hair. I'm gonna say unaltered hair, like just straight, nothing done to it hair is what the ends really looked like. With every wash, there's a bit of a wave. You can see. And they keep. But I also wasn't sure, not having had experience, if they were going to stay loose or not. I assumed they would start dreading up, and they have. On their own, you can see where my dreading ended. It was all pretty much between my nose and my chin. You know, I tried to do 3 different levels so that it wouldn't be a definitive line going across. But you can see the ends on their own started to dread on their own. Some longer than others, but if you were to ask if I have any that are not dreaded, maybe a couple, and it might be 4 inches from the end. Maybe 5 inches. I don't have a ruler. But they're definitely, like I said, they're dreading on their own, which I'm very happy with. Not going to stop it, not going to brush them out, not going to try to avoid it. I just want to let them do what they do and enjoy them. Thank you so much. Please hit that subscribe, leave comments, leave questions. I'm happy to answer them. And thank you for joining me. See you on the next one. Bye, lovelies.